What's going on, guys? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to why Finland's schools outperform most others across the developed world. Now, quite some time ago, guys, I reacted to a video from Finland, and it was about the open prisons in Finland and the extremely different and unique approach to criminal justice and prisons, especially compared to the United States, where we really have a terrible system when it comes to that. And a lot of people, when they come out of prison, they commit the same crime and go back in. It's really quite sad. So just off of that video, I could already tell that Finland runs their country a lot differently than the United States, obviously. But this title already is quite intriguing. So I want to see what is Finland doing in its schools that is causing it to be ahead of the curve or to have better results than other countries in the developed world.
It's 8 a.m. on a cold morning in the suburbs of Helsinki, and these primary school children are getting ready for class. This morning's lesson, ancient history.
Well, they are reading with pairs some text about Egyptian ancient life. They are reading, and then I'm gonna ask something, what did they find out from the book? I think we all are ready now.
This is a school system that for years has been among the world's best.
And then what about this gold one? Yeah, Minttu, please.
Ja miehetkin molemmat on käyttänyt meikkiä.
And yet these kids will spend half as much time in a classroom as Australian children.
When you go to the first grade, when you are 7 years old, the amount of hours is 20 hours a week. It's the minimum. And then it gets more hours the older you get, but it's still less than in many countries in Europe or in the world.
In Finland, it's individual teachers who decide how the curriculum is taught, including how much technology should feature in their classrooms.
Me tehdään sellaista pyramidiprojektia, missä nyt me kirjoitetaan hieroglyfeillä meidän nimet paperille ja sitten me tehdään classroomista tehtäviä.
11-year-old Minttu Latumaki asks to leave class to work at the school's own student-run cafe.
You can go. Yeah, that's okay. Shut your books down.
Hello.
Hello.
One cake for the cameraman, one cake for me, and 2 coffees. How much is it?
€2 and 60 cents.
How much change?
€2 and 40 cents.
Ketos. Perfect. Is there a tip jar? Do you have tips?
No.
No tips. Okay.
In Finland, school lunches, like books and excursions, are free. The kids select what they want, sit down with their friends and teachers to eat before they clean up after themselves.
So just off the bat, guys, and obviously this video is from an Australian news channel, so that's the perspective, but it's still really good. The kids have a lot of freedom. They have a lot of freedom, a lot more freedom. And what they're saying about them being in class for more and more time as they get older means when they're younger, when you should be out and about playing and just living life. Like, no child should be restricted in a classroom. You know, you got to really ease them into it throughout their growth and development. And I don't think that's something we do in the United States at all. Like, the time that I spent in school when I was in 1st grade versus when I was in 12th grade was almost equivalent. And we only get 30 minutes to play outside every day. That's it. And there's no, like, we don't get a choice of, oh, you can go do this, or we're not even allowed to feed ourselves. Someone puts it on our plate. We're not allowed to clean up after ourselves. So there's a lack of freedom, especially in my experience going through the education system in the United States as a child.
The children rug up again to play outside. Some play a raucous version of soccer. Some play basketball, while others wait for the hockey rink to open. There are plenty of options for bad weather days too.
The facilities in this school are just amazing. Outside, we saw an ice skating rink, and in here, where the kids can play at lunchtime, there's a ping pong table, a pool table, and in here, for the cold winter days, they've got a room full of beanbags and couches, and there's even a PlayStation in the corner. It seems like it's such a rich school, you must get more money than other schools.
No, we don't. It saves money for everyone, actually. They take and borrow books.
In Finland, schools are not allowed to raise private funds or to charge fees from parents. All schools are equitably funded from taxation.
And in our system, everything is free for the students, actually.
Yes. Of course, yes. It's from taxes. But how much do you guys pay for taxes? It always comes down to this. I love the system. I'm for it, guys. I'm fine with paying high taxes if everyone gets a nice system like this. But in the United States, people are not okay with that, which is why we do have private schools. Private schools are huge in the United States, and parents pay a large fee for their child to go through the private system, get access to much better utilities, a higher class education, whereas people who can't afford that private education put their kids through public school, which is the system I went through, which is the tax-funded schools. Less resources, not as nice, teachers aren't as great, the education is not as good. So again, it's a pay-to-play system, whereas this, it's funded by taxpayer money, so everyone gets to reap the benefits of their gorgeous school. I mean, they have a Zamboni out on the ice rink. Guys, we really don't even have that just in general in life. Ice rinks are not that popular around here. Like, there are a lot of Americans who never will get to ice skate. I know that's a big thing in Finland. It has to be bigger in the United States. But even just looking at this classroom environment and all their facilities, like, this looks modern, top of the line, just an amazing place. It doesn't look real. It really doesn't. I don't think I've seen anything quite like this in terms of a school.
We don't collect any money from the parents.
We want our schools
Crazy.
to be equal and have the equal opportunities to arrange the education. So therefore also the finance system need to be equal and treat equally all the schools.
Ja sitten tuossa tulee 16.
Mintu Latumaki's older brother Levi is in year 7, and this afternoon he's got maths.
We have like the last chapter before we have the next exam.
There are regular exams in Finland, but the results of these tests are not published and shared.
We have national tests, but the big difference is we don't compare schools that this is not good school, this is bad school. We just use the information that we evaluate ourselves.
But perhaps the single biggest difference in Finnish education is the standard of teaching. Levi's maths teacher, Una Arnes, speaks 5 languages and has postgraduate qualifications.
What?
So every one of us, we have to have a master's degree to be teachers. So like, for example, me, I'm math and chemistry and physics teacher.
In Finland, a career as a teacher is highly sought after.
To enter the studies in university, actually, it's really hard. They take something like 10% to study teaching. If you really want to be a teacher, it can't be your second or third or I don't know what kind of option. It has to be your first.
I believe that they know what is the best for our children. I'm not a teacher, I don't have that education, so we don't interfere their work.
That's another thing in the United States. Parents are really hands-on. They constantly feel the need to interfere with their students. We have a parent-teacher association, which is pretty universal throughout school systems in the United States, and parents are constantly pressuring teachers and things. But the master degree part being a requirement to become a teacher in Finland and having to really choose that as your route, I think it makes it good because it makes sure that the teachers really want to be teachers. They're willing to put the work in, and that is so important. Like, we don't put enough emphasis on our education system in the United States because these teachers are raising the future generation of your country. That is so important. It's so important. And in the United States, there's a lot of gaps to fall through. A lot of people get left behind. They always are making these things, these statements like "no child left behind." We're gonna do everything we can so to level the playing field. Never happens, guys. There are extreme discrepancies within the same county, the same school system, same people living in the same community. Maybe they're just a couple streets down. That child on that street may go to a really poor public system school, and they're gonna have a terrible education. Whereas the other street, their parents send them to private school, or they're sectioned off and to go to a better public school. And you see what I'm saying? Like, there's huge differences about the quality of education even within the public school system. And then of course, when you throw on the private side of things, people can pay to get that higher level of education. So this is just mind-blowing. It's amazing. This is just how things should be. If you have good values, you would create a school system like this. But in the United States, we value money. We don't value the well-being and education and prosperity of our future generations and children. We worry about financial prosperity for ourselves. That's what's important, which is, it's quite unfortunate, and it hurts me to watch a video like this just to know that this, we really could be doing something like this.
Finland, there's little anxiety about finding the right school for your child.
We trust that they have very good school, so we don't need to do any research work or...
I think that is not a question in Finland.
Finland is a vastly different country with a tiny, homogenous society. But its education success must surely offer some lessons for Australia.
I would like to say that try to build the system that you trust the people.
And its investment in teachers seems an obvious place to begin.
Yeah.
The society respects the teachers. It means also the parents respect the teachers and they don't question the teachers. And that's in Finland a really huge thing.
Wow. Really, really good stuff, guys. I like this video a lot. Again, Finland is a very unique country. Not many countries have the same demographics and makeup, meaning it's not as simple for other countries. But like the presenter said, there are a lot of lessons that could be taken away, and Finland can be used as a model, and it is possible to achieve a better education system. And I do completely agree with the emphasis should be on teachers. The emphasis should be on getting good quality candidates for teachers and people that you trust in to lead the future generations. So amazing video. Shout out to everybody watching from Finland. Much love to all you guys way over there, far away from the US. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.